Oh, okay. विनायक नमस्तुभ्यं सततं मोदकप्रिय निर्विघ्नं कुरु नो देव सर्वकार्येषु सर्वदा सरस्वती नमस्तुभ्यं वरदे कामरूपिणि विद्यारम्भं करिष्यामः सिद्धिर्भवतु नो सदा गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णुः गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः गुरुः साक्षात् परं ब्रह्म तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रीराम राम रामेति रमे रामे मनोरमे सहस्रनाम तत्तुल्यं रामनामवरानने आपदामपहर्तारं दातारं सर्वसम्पदां लोकाभिरामं श्रीरामं भूयो भूयो नमाम्यहम्। रामाय रामभद्राय रामचन्द्राय वेधसे रघुनाथाय नाथाय सीताया पतये नमः। श्रीराघवं दशरथात्मजमप्रमेयं सीतापतिं रघुकुलान्वयरत्नदीपम् आजानुबाहुमरविन्ददलायताक्षं रामं निशाचरगदाशरं नमामि। श्रीरघुराम चारुतुलसीदलधाम शमक्षमादिशृङ्गारगुणाभिराम त्रिजगन्मतशौर्यरमाललाम दुर्वारुकबन्धराक्षसविराम जगज्जनकल्मषार्णवोत्तारकनाम भद्रगिरिदाशरथि करुणापयोनिधि आञ्जनेयमतिपाटलाननं काञ्चनाद्रिकमनीयविग्रहं पारिजाततरुमूलवासिनं भावयामि पवमाननन्दनं यत्र यत्र रघुनाथकीर्तनं तत्र तत्र कृतमस्तकाञ्जलिं बाष्पवारि परिपूर्णलोचनं मारुतिं नमत राक्षसान्तकं बुद्धिर्बलं यशोधैर्यं निर्भयत्वमरोगता अजाड्यं वाक्पटुत्वं च हनूमत्स्मरणात् भवेत् कूजन्तं राम रामेति मधुरं मधुराक्षरम् आरुह्य कविता शाखां वन्दे वाल्मीकिकोकिलम्। Last time we have done till 58th Sarga, where Sumantra, after returning back, he was narrating or he was conveying Rama's message. The Sarga name was Rama Sandeshakyanam. Everyone were so much depressed that they asked us to take 2 weeks of break. So we are continuing 59th Sarga today. From Stotranidhi, I see that compared to the Valmiki net, a few shlokas in the beginning are missing. So we will still do from there. Atha Navapanchasha Sargaha
नवपञ्चाशत् सर्गः
Iti Bruvantam Tam Sutam
इति प्रवन्तं निवृत्तं स्तुतं
Sumantram Mantri Sattamam
सुमन्त्रं मन्त्रसत्तमं
Bruhi Sesham Punariti Raja
ब्रूहि श्रेषु पुनरपि राजा
Vajanamabravit.
वचनमब्रवीत्
So Iti Bruvantam, thus unto Tam Sutam, Sumantram Sutam, Mantri Sattamam.
We can't see shloka.
Yeah, because this website doesn't have it. So there are a few more. Or shall we directly go to, yeah, let's do it. Maybe we'll directly go to the Valmiki site instead. We change sharing. Okay, here we see the English translation. So unto the Sumantra, who is the Mantri Uttama, the best and most capable Mantri of Dasharatha, unto him, Iti Bruvantam, thus having narrating or conveying the message of Rama unto him, when he took a pause, Dasharatha is saying, Bruhi, Sesham Bruhi Punaha. Continue. Tell me what more. I want to keep listening about Rama. Bruhi Sesham Punaha. Iti Raja Vachanam Abravit. Dasharatha thus said, please tell me more. Continue more, Sutta. I want to listen more. Tasya
I think
tadvachanam.
other one is better. This is difficult to read. Yeah.
Huh?
Right. That's why don't read.
Yeah.
I'll switch between these two.
Okay. Thank you.
Tasya tadvachanam shrutva
तस्य
तस्य तद्वचनं श्रुत्वा
sumantro bashpa viklabah
सुमन्तो बाष्पविक्लबः
kathayamasa bhuyopi
कथयामास भूयोऽपि
rama sandesha vistaram.
रामसन्देशविस्तरम्.
So by listening to Raja's instructions, Sumantraha bashpa viklabah Klaibyam masmaga mahpartha, says Krishna, right? That Klaibyam is that impotent state, unable to act, depressed, inactive, all of that negative personality state. So Bashpa Viklabaha, filled with tears because of that Klaibyam, Sumantra is also in such a state. Tasya tadvachanam shrutva sumantraha bashpaviklavaha bhuyaha api kathayamasa. He started to explain or narrate again Rama Sandesha Vistaram, the more elaborated message of Rama. This again tells me, see, Vaiklavyam, a term, so many terms we see between Bhagavad Gita, Ramayanam, common, whereas we know between Ramayanam and Bhagavad Gita, even in terms of carbon dated history, it's at least 3,000 to 4,000 years, they say. And Bhagavad Gita is about 5,000 years back. Ramayanam, they say, is about 10,000 years back. And it started with 7,000, now people are accepting it as 10,000 years. Even in 5,000 or 3,000 years, the language remained intact of poets, whether Valmiki or a much later person was Vyasa. It's the same. And even today, we still see, even an amateur like me or real Ashtavadhanis composing in Sanskritam will still compose similarly. That is the greatness of our language, of our culture. That in thousands and thousands of years also, it remained, it remained the same. So, bhuyaha kathayamasa. Jatah, so he's continuing. Jatah krutva maharaja.
जटा कृत्वा महाराजा
Chira valkala dharinau.
क्षीरवल्कधारिणौ
Gangamuttiryatau virau.
गङ्गामूर्तौ वीरो
Prayagabhimukau gatau.
प्रयागाभिमुखौ गतौ.
Actually, probably the reason Stotranidhi didn't include these first few lines is these are sort of recap, because this was already narrated, that how he saw them walk all of that. But anyway, we will continue. So those two, I have seen them, Rama and Lakshmana. They were jataha kritva. They made their hairs into matlock, tying the jata on their head. Jatah kritva chira valkala dharinau. They were wearing, they were adorned by the robes of chira. Chira is bark made trees. Bark, like Banaras. What is it? No, not Banaras cotton. There is another one which is made of banana bark saris in India. So like that, chira valkala dharinau. And those two, Gangam Uttirya, they have crossed Ganga, and then Tauvirau, Prayaga Abhimukhau Gatau, those two have left towards Prayaga from there. Agrato Lakshmano Yataha.
Agrato Lakshmano Yataha.
Palayan Raghunandanam.
Palayan Raghunandanam.
Tanstatha gacchato drishtva
Tamstatha gacchato društva.
nivruttosmi avashastada.
Nivruttosmi avashastadha.
So agrataha, and how are they going? They were going, he first talked about their dress. Now he's talking about their order in which they are walking. Agrataha Lakshmanaha yataha. Lakshmana was heading in the front. Palayan Raghunandanam, by taking care of or by leading the path for Rama. Like if you remember in the beginning, Lakshmana says in the Ayodhya Kanda, right? Rama, wherever you are, I will come. How can I go without you? And he will say, I'll bring that spear, I'll bring that crowbar and one, tray, all of those, and keep paving the way for you, Rama, he says, right? So that is the bhakti. And that bhakti, Lakshmana continues by walking in the front, paving the path, removing thorns, all of that. So agrataha Lakshmanaha yataha palayan Raghunandanam. He was actually palayan. He was ruling as in he was making way. He was leading the way for Rama. Tans tatha gacchataha drishtva. By looking at them going in such order, nivrittaha asmi avashaha tada. I mean, I was helpless, and then I had to return. I had to return because I was helpless. Mamatvashva nivrittasya
Mamatvashva nivratasya
na pravartanta vartmani
na pravartanta vartmani
ushnam ashru pramunchantaha
ushnamashru pramuchanto
rame samprasthite vanam.
Rame samprasthite vanam.
So you know what? Mamatu ashvaha na pravartanta vartmani. My horses were not listening. Even though I had to start back, the horses, they love, right? All of these big animals are very, they build relationships with their owners, like dog, horse, cows. All these domestic animals, they recognize and love their owners who love them, who take care of them. So Rama, anytime he comes, he will, touch the horse. He will rub its chest, rub its face, its neck and all. So they love now Rama, they know Rama. They can sense their owner Rama. So when Rama walked away, they too felt that absence. And they were also not willing to leave from there. So mamatu ashvaha nivrittasya na pravartante. Nivrittasya means of Rama who left away. They didn't want to move back. And so ushnam ashru pramunchantaha. They were leaving warm tears from their eyes. Have we seen cows crying? Horses also crying like that? Horse actually I have not seen, because I haven't seen horses much, but cows I have seen. They do get tears. They are so emotional like us. And so Ushnam Ashru Pramunchantaha Rame Samprasthite Vanam. In Rama's departure to the forest, these horses were throwing out warm tears, shedding tears out of their eyes, that they didn't want to set back on the path to what Sumantra was directing. Ubhabhyam Rajaputrabhyam
उमाभ्याम राजपुत्राभ्याम
Atha Kritva Hamanjalim
तकृत्वा मंजरिम
Prasthito Rathamasthaya
प्रस्थितो रथमास्थाय
Tad Dukkhamapi Dharayan.
तद्दुःखमपि धारयन्.
Ubhabhyam. If you listen to most of the Veda suktas, especially Rudra, etc., you will hear this Ubhabhyam. Or whenever Shiva Parvati has to be explained, to say of both of them, Ubhabhyam. Ubhabhyam Rajaputrabhyam, of those two Rajaputras, for those two Rajaputras, Chaturthi here. Krutva aham anjalim krutva, having offered that salutation to them. Ratham asthaya, by settling, by situating, by seating myself in the ratha. Tad dukkham api dharayan, by bearing, however, I mean, don't think I've come back happily, but bearing all that sorrow, pain, and grief of losing Rama, of missing Rama, and of having unable to see Rama anymore. Prasthitaha, I left back from there. Guhena sartham tatraiva.
Guhe sartham tatraiva
Sthitosmi divasan bahun.
sthitosmi divasan bahun.
Ashaya yadimam Ramaha.
Ashaya yadimam Ramaha.
Punashabdapayediti.
Punashabdapayeniti. Titi.
Punashabdapayet iti shabdapayediti. So, and though I departed, before I actually left, I stayed back there a couple of days. Guhena sardham, along with Guha, tatraiva sthitaha asmi. I just remained there. I didn't leave. I just boarded a chariot, but I couldn't leave. Why? Bahun divasan, though it said several days, it is a couple of days, we should say. Bahun divasan sthitaha asmi tatraiva guhena sardham, along with Guha. Ashaya, with some, hope, with some wish and hope of what? Yadi mam Ramaha punaha shabdapayet. Shabdapayet means calls me, just in case Rama looks back and calls me. Because I'm a very devoted servant to your family, I generally cannot leave until I ensure that my boss has left, right? So I was having still a wish, especially here in pain, I was having that wish or hope that Rama, we know he won't. He's a very determined person, but just in case, maybe he needed some help. Guha or Sumantra, can you please come and help me here? He might. So I remained there in the hope that he might call me back. Ramaha mam punashabdapayet iti. Vishayete Maharaja.
Vishyate Maharaja.
Rama vyasana karshitaha.
Rama vyasan karshitaha.
Api vrikshaha parimlanaha.
Api vrikshaha parimlana.
Sapushpankura korakaha.
Sapushpankura koraka.
So I waited there. Nothing seemed like happened. Nothing. My wish didn't get fulfilled. I never heard back from Rama. So finally, when Guha left, I also had to come back. Then te vishaye Maharaja. Vishaya here means your subject. Subject means what? Subject means people, land, everything, economy, everything of that king, of that president is his subject. So here in the subject is in your state, in your country, in your state, in your land, Maharaja, Rama vyasana karshitaha, all afflicted by the grief of lost Rama. Api vrikshaha, not only men, Dasharatha, even trees, parimlanaha, they all seemed dried up. They all seemed like, they didn't seem like, trees didn't seem like green and fresh. They were very dried up or depressed, kind of a thing. So parimlanaha, vrikshaha parimlanaha, along not only trees, sapushpa ankura korakaha, even the plants with flowers and birds and roots or shoots, small herbs also, all of them, not only mobile beings, the immobile beings like plants and trees also didn't seem lively. They were just unhappy. They were dried, and with the leaves, all of them falling down. They were not able to stand up. They were all falling down in no strength. Upataptodaka nadyah
उपतत्तोदकानद्य
pallavani saramsi cha
पल्लवानि तरांसि च
parishushka palashani
परिशुष्कपलाशानि
vananyupavanani cha.
वनान् उपवनानि च.
So started with trees, then about water bodies. Upatapta udakaha nadyah. Upatapta, tapta is heated. Tapta kanchana sannibham we say. Tapa is heat. Tapta is heated. Tapta udakaha, heated waters. Upatapta udakaha, almost heated waters. I mean, the water seemed like heated up. Normally, all water bodies will be cool, even in hot sun, unless our tanks and all. But if it is real water bodies on the ground, they will be cool. And that's why every being wants to go to water body in hot sun to relax itself. Right? We see even in villages also, we see the cows and not cows, especially the black ones, what is it, buffaloes. They will go and sit in the water, even if it is marsh, muddy water, they will go sit in it because their bodies are already dark. So they'll be capturing a lot more heat. And in that heat, they want to cool themselves down in water bodies. So, however, such water bodies also, palvalani saramsicha, and ponds and lakes, all kinds of water bodies also, they were all upataptodakaha. The rivers, the ponds, the lakes, etc. All the water bodies were heated up with sun. Heated up means they were also crying. They were emotional. Just as the horses shedded warm tears, trees also were warm, heated up inside, that their flowers, their leaves were all dried up or lacking strength, weak. They were looking down, like falling down. Similarly, water bodies also have emotionally dried up and or heated up. And parishushka palashani vanani upavanani cha. Shushka is dried up. With heat again, the vanani, the gardens, and upavanani, the forests and gardens, also have dried up. They didn't seem like dense greenery. It seemed very sparsely populated, dried leaves and branches. Nacha sarpanti satvani.
Nacha sarpanti satvani.
Vyala na pracharanti cha.
Vyala na pracharanti cha.
Rama shoka vibhutam tat.
Rama shoka bhibutam tat.
Nishkujam abhavadvanam.
Nishkujam bhavad vanam.
Nishkujam abhavat vanam.
Nishkujam abhavat vanam.
So, nacha sarpanti satvani. These nobody is moving. Sarpa is move. Nacha sarpanti satvani. The serpents or sarpaha. They are called sarpaha because they are moving. They are moving ones, but they move by themselves. They crawl. Literal word meaning is crawl, but here satvani na sarpanti. None of the capable ones. Satvani is capable ones. Even the capable beings are not moving. That means everybody is depressed and down. Vyalaha na pracharanti cha. Vyalaha is especially the big serpents. Mruga vyalaha, we say, right? The wild serpents. They were also not na pracharanti. They are not wandering. Rama shoka abhibhutam. Because tadvanam, that whole forest, became Rama shoka abhibhutam. They became another form of grief-stricken forest in the grief of losing Rama, missing Rama. Rama shoka vibhutam tat vanam abhavat nishkujam. Normally, in a forest, if you go, there'll be so many sounds we heard last time. Birds singing, animals roaring, trees because of wind making sounds. All it will be very musical. Any forest will be a lot more musical. But here, nishkujam, there was absolutely no sound. Forget music, there was no sound only. Everybody were down. Lina pushpa karapatrascha.
Lina pushkar patrascha.
Lina pushkara patrascha.
Lina pushkar patrascha.
Narendra kalushodakaha.
Narendra kalushodaka.
Santapta padmaha padminyaha.
Santapta padma padmanya.
Lina meena
Vihangama.
So, Narendra, O King, Lina Pushkara Patrascha is the Kalushodakaha, the water bodies, wherever there were normally Pushkara Patrascha, very the lotus plants with very wide, open, flat leaves. Pushkara is very abundant. Pushkara patrascha kalushodakaha. However, such ones became kalusha. The mud, the normally ponds where you have lotus flowers, they will seem very beautiful. Lotus gives beauty to that muddy pond also. But now, because the lotus flowers themselves are not happy, obviously there is no more beauty for the muddy ponds. They looked like kalusha udakaha, corrupted, dirty waters. And previously it was santapta udakaha, upatapta udakaha. They were heated up. Now other places they are dirty waters. Santapta padmaha padminyaha. The padminyaha is the lakes where there are lotus, padma. Such lakes where there are supposed to have padmas, they also were santaptaha, santapta padmaha. The lotus flowers also were looking dried up. Because of that, lina meena vihangamaha. Because of all of this heated up weather or non-happy weather, non-pleasing weather, Meenaha, fishes in water, Vihangamaha, things that fly in the air, in the sky, which is birds. So Vihangamaha, Lina, Meenaha, Linaha, they all seem like, they are not, they don't appear. Normally, if you see any water body, you'll see fishes, all of them, they keep moving. They don't stay still. They keep moving. Similarly, in birds and all also, they'll keep flying from one tree to the other tree. They make their own drill in air, all of that, in fleet. But none of them are moving. Jalajani cha pushpani.
Jalajani cha pushpani.
Malyani sthalajani cha.
Malyani sthalajani cha.
Nadya bhanti alpagandhini.
Natya bhanti alpagandhini.
Phalani cha yathapuram.
Phalani cha yathapuram.
Nadya bhanti alpagandhani. Phalani cha yathapuram. So that sandhi is there. So jalajani cha pushpani. Some flowers. Flower means immediately we think of tree on the ground. But flowers come out of, like lotus, right? Come out of plants which are in water also. So jalaja, born out of water. Jalajana cha pushpani. Typically lotus. Jalaja is vanaja, jalaja. All of these are Saroja. These are all born of Saras, born of Jala is Saroja, Vanaja. So Jalajani cha Pushpani, Malyani, they were those the flowers which are born of water. So let's say lotus, etc. Lilies, lotus, etc. Or Sthalajanicha, born of sthala, on the ground, like several other flowers. We have tons of other flowers, which are typically Malyani, which all of them get into garland. Malyani, Sthalajani, Jalajani, Pushpani, Phalanicha, even the fruits that are born out of these trees. Na adya bhanti upagandhini. Just like in America, where no flower has any fragrance, then that our land also became that none of these flowers, upagandhani, alpagandhini, they didn't have any fragrance. Of course, not like America. So alpa, he said, with very little fragrance. There was no fragrance in them, or very little fragrance. Because we have so much fragrance that even after they stop functioning, they will still have some fragrance, not zero. Here there is no fragrance, only zero fragrance. Na bhanti, na adya na bhanti alpagandhini. Today they don't seem like fragrant flowers.
So these flowers are missing still. Huh?
Missing as in?
Missing Rama, right?
They are all missing Rama. Hence, see, nobody is functional. Nobody is doing their functions. Flowers are supposed to give that fragrance. They are also not working. Trees are supposed to be active and strong so that when wind blows, they pass that breeze. Trees are not functioning. Water bodies are supposed to be cool. They are not functioning. They have become hot. Everybody is grief-stricken of Rama's departure. Phalanicha yathapuram. Just like before, they never seemed like flowers also were not shining. Nabhanti. They were not shining before. Like mango, if we see, it will be nicely shining. And to make it shine, nowadays apples and all, everything is waxed. But a natural, healthy, happy fruit will shine by itself. We don't have to apply wax on it. Atrodhyanani shunyani.
Atrodhyanani shunyani.
Pralina vihagani
Pralina vihagani cha.
Nachabhirama na Raman.
Nacha abhirama na Raman.
Pashyami Manujarshabha.
Pashyami Manucharishabha.
O Manujarshabha, O bull of the men, that means O Dasharatha, O king, O emperor. Atra Udyanani Shunyani. Even the gardens, public gardens that we have, these are also Shunyani. Nobody goes to gardens anymore. Normally every day, families go, children go, youth go, romantic lovers go to gardens. But now these gardens seem deserted. Nobody is there in those gardens. Shunyani Udyanani Atra. Pralina Vihagani. Not only men, or not only people are not there, but even birds are not there. Vihagani, Vihaya Gachati, Vihagaha. Viham is sky. So even the birds that are supposed to be in sky around these trees, they are also not there. These gardens are so much deserted of not only people, but even birds. Vihaganicha, nacha abhiramaha, nara. So the people are not abhiramaha. Normally abhirama name is one who pleases. If Rama is there, we are all abhiramaha, which means we are pleased by him. We are made happy by him. But today, nacha abhiramaha. Because Rama is not there, there is no Ramayanam in us. There is no pleasure, there is no happiness, there is no comfort in us. na na Raman, na Araman pashyami Manujarshabha. Arama is those resting areas. Arama, resting areas. Once in a while, as people go walk, there are several rest areas designed for them to stop by, sit there, have some water, relax, and continue their path. So those are Aramaha. Aramaha cha na Abhiramaha pashyami Manujarshabha. I don't see even neither not only gardens, nor even these rest areas seem deserted. Nobody are stopping by there. That means nobody is traveling. Pravishantam Ayodhyam Mam
प्रविशन्तं अयोध्यां मां
na kaschid abhinandati
न कश्चिदभिनन्दति
nara Ramam apashyantaha
नरा रामम् अपश्यन्तः
nishvasanti muhurmuhu.
निश्वसन्ति मुहुर्मुहुः
Pravishantam Ayodhyam Pravishantam Mam, the one entering me as I was entering Ayodhya, na kaschit abhinandati. Nobody was greeting me. Hello, sir, how are you? Or raise a hand. How do you do? At least, even if they don't want to listen your answer, they will just ask at least, how do you do? And then they keep walking. They don't even stay to listen to you, right? Not even such a greeting, a formal greeting, where they don't care about my real how I do. No, they don't even at least ask that much. Forget knowing how I am. So nobody greets me. Na kaschit abhinandati. Naraha, why? Because Naraha Ramam apashyantaha, the people, as they were seeing the empty the seats in the chariot of Rama, Ramam apashyantaha. Naraha nishvasanti. Oh no. Rama didn't return that. What is this Sumantra? So what is the point in greeting Sumantra? If Rama is there, then everybody greets Sumantra. Without Rama, nobody is greeting Sumantra. So nishvasanti muhu muhu. Again and again, everybody were sighing, exhale. Like that. Deva Rajaratham Drishtva Vina Ramam Mihagatam
देवराजरथं दृष्ट्वा विना राममिहागतं
Dukhat Ashrumukhas Sarve
दुःखात् अश्रुमुखाः सर्वे
Rajamarga Gato Janaha.
राजमार्गगतो जनः
So sarve na sarvaha. Sarvaha rajamargagataha janaha. Sarvaha janaha. Dukkhat dukkhat ashrumukhaha. Because of that sorrow, they were all tears filled faces. They, because Rajaratham Drishtva, Deva, oh God, means oh King, Rajaratham Drishtva, looking at this royal chariot, Vina Ramam Iha Agatam, that chariot which has come back here without Rama, everybody were, depressed, everybody were disappointed. And so, Dukkhat, out of sorrow, Ashrumukhaha Sarvaha, all of them were filled with tears. All of them had their faces filled with tears. Rajamargam Agataha. All the people, as they heard the sound of when the public utility like fire engine or ambulance goes, right? There is a siren. Similarly, when the Rama's thing goes, there is a different sound it makes. And so as people were hearing it, and hearing that sound of the chariot, all of them were coming out to see on the highway. Rajamargam Agataha. Ramam Vina Ramam Rajaratham Drishtva, by seeing that chariot without Rama, oh no, they were disappointed and crying. Harnyair Vimanaih Prasadaihi
Harme Himanane Prasade
Avekshya Rathamagatam
Avekshya Rathavagatam
Hahakara Krita Naryaha.
अहाकारकृता नार्यः
रामादर्शनकर्षिताः.
रामादर्शनकर्षिताः.
So harmyaihi, from these balconies, from homes with balconies, that means let's say duplex houses. Vimanaihi, from the high-rise towers, which is apartments, from single family subdivisions. Prasadaihi, from people coming onto the compound wall, the fencing wall, and standing there to see also. Avekshya Rathamagatam, from all these places where you can get a sight of the highway, from the balconies, from the terraces of the high-rise buildings, from the standing along the fencing of their subdivisions, from all these places, as people were looking at the highway, hahakara kritanaryaha, because women would keep themselves within these boundaries, right? They won't directly walk onto highway. The men go onto the highway pathway, etc. But women remain inside these places. So naryaha hahakara kritaha. All of them were, ha, come on, oh Rama, you didn't come back, like that. Hahakara krita naryaha Rama adarshana karshitaha. Rama adarshana. Without Rama's darshana, they were all afflicted, and so they were making these cry about Rama, are you not there? Are you not there? Ayatair Vimalair Netrai
Ayate Vimale Netre
Ashru Vega Pariplutaihi
Ashru Vega Pariplute
Anyonyam Abhivikshante
Anyam Vivikshante
Avyaktamatara Striyaha.
Avyaktam Artatara Vistriya.
Avyaktam Artataraha Striyaha, correct. So, Ayataihi Vimalaihi Netraihi Ashruvega Pariplutaihi. With the eyes, Netraihi, from the tears, from the eye, with everybody, all these women were having their netras. Vimalaihi, otherwise they were very clean eyes, means white eye ball will be so white, and the dark part of it will be so dark. Black and white eyes is when it is clear, healthy eye. So Vimalaihi Netraihi Ashru Vega Pariplutaihi Ayataihi. However, those such beautiful eyes of all these women were filled with fast shedding tears because Rama is not there. So with such shedding tears, fast shedding tears, eyes, they were anyonyam abhivikshantaha. They were all looking at each other and crying. Are, Benji, did you see Rama? No, ji, Bhabiji, I didn't see Rama. Like that. They were looking at each other and crying. Avyaktam artataraha striyaha. They were not even able to talk. They were not even able to express. Avyaktam artataraha. Artaha itself is those who are anxious or seeking anxious in grief. Artataraha, lot more, relatively lot more. So artataraha striyaha anyonyam abhivikshantaha. They were looking at each other. They couldn't avyaktam. They couldn't express and talk. They were only crying. Namitranam
नामित्राणां
Udasina janasya cha
उदासीनजनस्य च
ahamartataya kinchit
अहमार्ततया किञ्चित्
Vishesham upalakshaye.
विशेषम् उपलक्षये.
Artataya, because of the artha, in that artha, Artha is that grief or sorrow, agony. So because of that artha, na amitranam, those who are not friends. That means those who are against us. So people in our, those in our opposition parties, na mitranam, those who are in our alliance parties, udasina janasya cha, or those who are, these dilly-dally, the last minute voters. They are neither our opposition nor our things. Whoever pays them money, they go and vote for them. Not them, but I'm just talking like that. Those who are neutral, neither our friends nor our enemies, nor even those who are neutral, none of them artataya, because of this, everybody were in so much sorrow that kinchit vishesham na upalakshaye aham. I couldn't notice anything special in any of them, anything different among all three categories of these peoples. Our friends, our enemies, the neutral ones, all of them seemed, all of them seemed same. That means I couldn't see anything, identify unique of anybody, saying, hey, these must be our friends, these must be our enemies. I couldn't, because all of them seemed equally emotionless. Aprahrishta manushyacha.
Aprahrushta manushacha.
Dina naga turangamaha.
Dina naga turangama.
Arthaswara parimlana.
Arthaswara parilanam.
Vinishvasita nisvanaha.
Vinishvasita sitana.
Nisvanaha.
Nisvana.
Nirananda Maharaja.
Nirananda Maharaja.
Rama Pravrajanaaturaha.
Rama Pravrajanatura.
Kausalya Putrahineva.
Kausalya Putrahineva.
Ayodhya Pratibhatima.
Ayodhya Pratibhatima.
So, Aprahrishta Manushyaha. Prahrishta, Hrishta is hearty, means happy. Prahrishta, very happy. Aprahrishta, not so happy. Not so happy Manushyaha. People didn't seem happy. Nobody was seeming happy. Aprahrishta Manushyaha. Dina Naga Turangamaha. Naga can be serpent, can be elephant also. Those who don't move fast are Nagas. Those who don't move or seem like don't move. That means those who walk very slow and all. So Naga. So the elephants, Turangamaha. Turangamaha is Twaram Gachanti. Those who fast moving ones, which is horses typically. So for horses or elephants, Dina, they all seemed very dull. Normally elephants and all, they'll be dancing, they'll be shrieking and all, right? Horses also, they never stay on they don't sleep on the ground. They're always standing on their four legs, always happy, jumping and all. Such horses also were, all of them were seeming lifeless, or there is no charm in them. Arthaswara parimlana, and all of them, parimlana, lana is, what do you say? Non-fresh, not fresh. Parimlanam is not fresh. Arthaswara, why are they not fresh? Because their faces had those dried up tears on their faces. So you can see those tears dried up on their face, and so they didn't seem fresh. Arthaswara, and because of crying continuously in the tones of crying, their tears were shedding, so their faces were not fresh. And so, Vinishvasita Nisvanaha. They were not able to make cry anymore. Nisvanaha, no sound anymore. And Vinishvasita, they were only exhaling or sighing, S-A-G-H. That's all they can cry now. Niranandaha, no happiness. Maharaja, Rama Pravrajanaturaha. They were all aturaha, anxious since Rama Pravrajanam. Since Rama was sent away, in that anxiousness, nobody is fresh anymore, nobody is happy. And Ayodhya, Kausalya Putrahina, Iva Ma Pratibhati. The Ayodhya seems like one where Kausalya didn't have a son. When Kausalya had Rama, for that decade, over a decade, Ayodhya seemed like the most happiest place in the world, most happening place in the world. And now it is seeming again as if Kausalya didn't have a son, and didn't have a child. And so Ayodhya is now dull, dim again. Sutasya vachanam shrutva
Sutasya vachanam shrutva
vacha paramadinaya
vacha paramadinaya
bashpopahataya raja
vashpopahataya raja
tam sutamidam abravit.
tam sutamidam bravit.
Sutasya vachanam shrutva, by listening to this narration of Suta, paramadinaya vacha, in very that dull, depressed tone of Suta's narration, bashpa upahataya, hurt or hit by by all the sorrow and tears, Raja tam sutam idam abravit. Raja said this back to Suta. Kaikeya viniyuktena
कैकेयेन विनियुक्तेन
papabhijanabhavaya
पापादिजनभाजया
maya na mantra kusalairvriddhaihi
मया न मन्त्रकुशलैर्वृत्तैः
saha samarthitam.
सह समर्थितम्.
Yeah, Suta, I know I've done such a wrong thing. Like that, he was started expressing his guilt. Kaikeya viniyuktena. I was controlled by Kaikeyi. I was dictated by Kaikeyi in a way. Kaikeya viniyuktena papa abhijana bhavaya. Knowing very well that I was committing a sin in, listening to Kaikeyi and sending Rama away. Papa abhijana bhavaya Kaikeya viniyuktena maya, by me, na mantraha. I didn't consult anyone. To actually announce, to make Rama, once it occurred to me and I wanted to announce it, I've consulted so many of you. You remember? I remember I consulted all of you ministers. I consulted all my cabinet. I talked to so many world leaders and invited them specifically, saying, I want to make Rama the next Yuvaraja. What is your opinion? Please come to our, that party or that program where I'm going to announce. I've consulted so many people in seeking the goodwill for announcing the Yavarajya of Rama. However, I was so much, controlled and hands tied and cornered and pushed by Kaikeyi that I didn't consult anybody. Na mantraha kushalaihi vruddhaihi. Neither did I consult experts, kushalaha, vruddhaha, or elders, seniors in my cabinet. Nobody did I consult. Saha samarthitam. I didn't get approval or consultation from anybody in this. Yeah, I was so bad. Na suhrudbhihi, na cha amatyaihi. Naigamaihi, mantrayitva na naigamaihi. Mayayam artha sammohat. Stri heto sahasa kritaha. I don't know. Am I audible?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, Bhagaji.
Okay. Na suhrudbhihi. nor did I consult my friends, na amatyaihi, nor my secretaries or ministers, na mantrayitva, I haven't consulted anybody. I didn't discuss, I didn't, what do you say, brainstorm with anybody. Na naigamaihi. Naigamaihi is nigamaha or Vedas. Those who are living on Vedas, nigamaha or naigamaha. So naigamaha means those learned Vedic scholars. Nor did I consult them. Maya ayam artha sammohat. Just because of my, he's blaming himself like that, as saying artha sammoha. Because of this, my, what do you say? Artha sammoha is in this purpose of wanting to yield to this lady. Stri hetoho sahasa kritaha. Because of this woman, Kaikeyi, for her sake, sahasa, in a haste, I had to make the decision. How guilty I am. Bhavitavyataya nunam.
Bhavitavyataya nunam
Idam va vyasanam mahat.
idam va vyasanam mahat
Kulasyasya vinashaya.
kulashasya vinashaya
Praptam suta yadrichaya.
praptam sutaya drachaya.
Suta. Idam va mahat vyasanam. This big calamity that has occurred, this big trouble that has come up. Nunam, I think, I'm sure, bhavitavyataya, seems like this was supposed to happen. I mean, normally, I'm such a able ruler who has ruled this for so long that for every small and big decision, I always consult you guys. I work day and night. I consult with my spies late nights, all of that, right? But how come this time I was so much forced, like I became brainless, I became thoughtless and I had to yield to this action. It seems like I was driven by some destiny. Bhavitavyataya nunam idam vyasanam mahat. Kulasya asya vinashaya. Seemed like this is for the ruins of my lineage, of my family. Praptam yadruchaya. It seemed like, out of coincidentally, this thing has happened. It is not my fault. He's trying to justify himself. How could I have done it? It seemed like some destiny-driven, fate-driven thing that I have acted like that. Suta yadyastite kinchit.
Suta yadyastite kinchit.
Maya tu sukrutam kritam.
Maya tu sukritam kritam.
Tvam prapayashu mam ramam.
Tvam prapayashu mam ramam.
Pranas santvarayanti mam.
Pranas satvarayanti mam.
So he's saying, Suta, yadi te kinchit maya tu sukrutam kritam. If you have done anything good to me, or if you want to do anything good to me, Suta, immediately, tvam prapaya ashu mam ramam. Please take me immediately, instantly. Please take me to Rama. Pranaha samtvarayanti mam. My pranaha, how do we translate it into English? Pranaha as such is my lives, because we have several pranaha, pancha pranaha, dasha pranaha there are, right? Pancha pranaha at least we say. So my pranaha, my lives, it is there, you cannot translate it. Pranaha santvarayanti, my pranaha want to run out of this body. They want to run to Rama. If they run out of this body, then the body falls, right? So please take me quickly so that this body can remain, or this life can remain in this body. Pranaha samtvarayanti mam. Rama, Mam Ashu Ramam Prapaya. So please, Suta, take me to Rama quickly. Yadyadyapi Mamaivagnya.
यद्यद्यापि ममेवाज्ञा
Nivartayatu Raghavam.
निवर्तयतु राघवं
Na Sakshyam Vinaramam.
न सक्षामि विना रामं
Muhurtamapi Jivitum.
मुहूर्तमपि जीवितुम्
Yadi Adyapi Mamaivagnya. If you believe today also my orders prevail. Mama Agnya Yadyapi, Yadi Adyapi means if it's Asti, Bhavishyati, iti. So that Adhyaharam we say, some verbs are implied. If my orders today also means prevails is implied there. Nivartayatu Raghavam. Please take me out to Rama. Na Sakshyami Vinaramam Muhurtamapi Jivitum. You know, I cannot live even for a moment without Rama. Please take me back, Sutta. Take me to Rama. I can't stay here. Athavapi Mahabahuhu.
अथवापि महाबाहुः
Gato Duram Bhavishyati.
गतो दूरं भविष्यति
Mameva Rathamaropya.
मामेव रथमारोप्य
Shighram Ramaya Darshaya.
शीघ्रं रामाय दर्शय.
Dasharatha lost consciousness of time. He already lost consciousness multiple times. But now he lost consciousness of time also. So he's saying, Mahabahuhu Athava Mahabahuhu Duram Gataha Bhavishyati. If you don't take me immediately, then he would have gone farther away, too far away. Then Mameva Rathamaropya Shighram Ramaya Darshaya. Take me in the chariot quickly before Rama goes too far away. Because he would have not gone too far away, I think. But anyway, if you don't take me immediately, he would have gone too far away. In which case, please take me in car. Meaning, maybe it could be even flying car. It could be a special chartered flight, right, of the president. He will have his own Air One, Air Force One Air Force, whatever, right? Similarly, maybe carry me in the flight. I cannot waste any more time. I cannot lose time here. So, Mameva Rathamaropya Shighram Ramaya Darshaya. Please carry me in Ratha. In the chariot, Ratha is a physical thing. It is a vehicle, essentially. The vehicle can be a flying vehicle, a floating vehicle, a driving vehicle on the ground. It can be any vehicle. So here the way I'm imagining is, hey, Rama might have gone too far away. If we walk in Ratha, we might not be able to catch. Let's fly. Take me in flight. Is probably how he's implying, Dasharatha is implying, or that's how I am understanding. Vrittadamshtro Maheshwasaha.
वृत्तद्रष्ट्रो महेश्वासः
Kvasau Lakshmana Purvajaha.
क्वासो लक्ष्मणपूर्वजः
Yadi Jivami Sadhvenam
यदि जीवामि साध्वेनं
Pashyayam Sitaya Saha.
पश्येयं सीतया सह.
Where is that? Kwa is where? Kaha? Kwa Asau Lakshmana Purvajaha. Where is that? Lakshmana's born before Lakshmana, which is Rama. Where is that Rama? Maheshwasaha, that great archer. Vrittadamshtraha, one with strong jaws, which means one who is strong, able-bodied one. Where is he? Yadi Jivami, if I can live or if I have to live, then Sadhu enam pashyayam sahasitaya. For me to live, I have to see him, that Lakshmana Purvajaha, which means Lakshmana also has to be there, and Lakshmana Purvajaha, Sahasitaya, along with Sita. I want to see him. Then only I can live. Yadi Jivami, if I live, then I have to see him. That means if I have to live, I need to see him. Lohitaksham Mahabahum.
लोहिताक्षं महाबाहुं
Amukta Manikundalam.
आमुक्तमणिकुण्डलं
Ramam Yadina Pashyayam.
रामं यदि न पश्येयं
Gamishyami Yamakshayam.
गमिष्यामि यमक्षयम्.
So Lohitaksham, that different colored, copper colored, Lohitaksham Mahabahum, that strong, mighty, mighty armed Ramam. Mukta Mahabahum, Ukta Mukta Manikundalam, Mahabahu Mukta Amukta Manikundalam. Amuktam is Manikundalam. Manikundala says his kundalas, his earrings has balls, that nice balls, kundala, with Amukta Mani, which is decorated with pearls and other gems. So shining earring balls that Rama would wear. Amukta Manikundalam Mahabahum Lohitaksham Ramam Yadina Pasyayam. If I don't happen to see that Rama again, Yamakshayam Gamishyami. I will ruin myself. I will destroy myself, or I will die. I will dissolve myself, disrupt myself into Yama, means into death. So he's saying, please take me, I cannot. Atonu kim dukhataram.
Atonu kim dukhtaram.
Soham ikshvakunandanam.
Soham ikshvakunandanam.
Imam avastham apannaha.
Imam avasthama panna.
Neha pashyami raghavam.
Neha pashyami raghavam.
If I don't see that Rama, that Raghava, who ended up Iha avastham apannaha, Imam avastham apannaha. If I don't see Rama in this plight that I have come in, Ikshvakunandanam na pashyami. If I don't see that Ikshvakunandanam Ramam, then Imam avastham apannaha dukkataram kim. What more sorrow can be there? What more pain can be there for me if I don't end up seeing that beautiful, mighty Rama? Ha Rama Ramanuja.
Ha Rama Ramanuja.
Ha ha Vaidehi Tapasvini.
Ha ha Vaidehi Tapasvini.
Namam Janita Dukkhena.
Namam Janita Dukkhena.
Mriyamana Tamanathavat.
Mriyamana Tamanadavat.
So, ha Rama, ha Ramanuja, ha Vaidehi Tapasvini. Namam Janitaha. You guys are not knowing. Dukkhena Mriyamanatam Anathavat. Like Anatha, like one without somebody to look after. He seemed like orphan. Anathavat Mriyamanaha, like dying. Mriyamanam tam Anathavat Dukkhena. Because he was dying, he was like dying in crying. So, Mam Dukkhena Anathavat. How can you leave me in this pain like an orphan? Ha Rama, ha Ramanuja, ha Vaidehi. Like that he was crying. Satena Raja Dukkhena.
Saheta Raja Dukkena.
Brishamarpita Chetanaha.
Vishamarpita Chetana.
Avagadhas Sudushparam.
Avagada Sudushparam.
Shokasagaram Abravit.
Lokasagaram Apravit.
So, thus, by that Raja, Tena Rajena Bhrisham Arpita Chetanaha, with his mind, consciousness, Chetanaha, with his mind, Arpita, it was offered. It is not with him anymore. His mind is not with him anymore. It is given away to Rama. In that pain, in that sorrow, Avagadhaha. Avagadhaha is deeply, Gadha is dense or deep inside. Avagadhaha Sudushparam, unable to Sudushparam Shokasagaram, the one which cannot be crossed. Param, Paramgati, we say it, Param is the other end. Not able to see the end of the ocean or the sea of sorrow. Unable to see that. Abravit. He was talking like this. Ramashoka Mahabhogaha.
Ramashok Mahabhoga.
Sita Viraha Paragaha.
Sita Viraha Paragaha.
Swasitormi Mahavartaha.
Swashitormi Mahavarto.
Bashpa Phena Jala Vilaha.
Vashpafena Jala Vila.
Bahu Vikshepamina Meenoghaha.
Bahu Vipeksheminogo Anigo.
Vinoghaha.
Vinogo.
Meenoghaha.
Vinogo.
Vikrandita Mahasvanaha.
Vikrandita Mahasvanaha.
Prakirna Kesha Shaivalaha.
Prakirna Kesha Shaivalaha.
Kaikeyi Badabamukhaha.
Keke Badmamukhaha.
Mamashru Vega Prabhavaha.
Mama Ashruvega Prabhavaha.
Kubja Vakya Mahagraha.
Kubja Vakyam Mahagraha.
Varavelo Nushamsaya.
Varvelo Nashansaya.
Rama Prabrajanayataha.
Rama Pravajanayataha.
Yasmin Bata Nimagnoham.
Yasmin Bhat Nimagnoham.
Kausalye Raghavam Vina.
Kaushalye Raghavam Vina.
Dustaro Jivata Devi.
Dustaro Jivita Devi.
Mayayam Shokasagaraha.
Mayayam Shoka Sagaraha.
So he was addressing Kausalye Devi. And then he was talking a long 1, 2, 3, almost 4 shlokas he was talking to Kausalya. So Devi Kausalye, Aham Yasmin Nimagnaha. In whatever, in that mood that I am, in the Yasmin Shokasagaraha Nimagnaha. Me, I am so deeply immersed in that sorrow, in that ocean of sorrow. Rama Shoka Mahabhogaha. Bhogaha doesn't always mean luxury, right? Bhoga means enjoyment. Bhunjate, whatever you enjoy. What am I experiencing? I am experiencing Rama Shoka Mahabhogaha, that too. I am in that experience of deep pain of absence of Rama. Sita Viraha Paragaha. Also, I'm missing Sita. And so I can feel that my daughter-in-law is not home. Sita Viraha Paragaha. Shvashitormi Mahavartaha. My Swasa, I was saying like Urmi, in waves of exhales. Normally, if you are normal mood, it will be a calm, single stream of inhale and exhale. But if you are excited, then it will be jumps of up and down of inhale, exhale. Like that, right? It won't be smooth, continuous one. So it will seem like urmi, like waves of the sighs, the exhales or breath. Bashpa phena jalavilaha. My tears are seem like flooded. Phena is in a sea, when there is a wave of seas, we see that white froth coming out, right? Similarly, there is so much flood of tears that I see a froth, like a kind of a thing. That means so much flood of tears. Bahu Vikshepam Meenaughaha. If the fishes, Meena, Aughaha, like a group of, like all fishes, Bahu Vikshepaha, if their fins are cut off, what happens to the fish? It cannot swim anymore, right? It can try to float for a while, but then it will sink after that. Because of its fins, it gets the stability to maneuver itself in swimming. So, like that I'm like a fin, like a fish without fins. Vikrandita Mahasvanaha. Vikrantaha, Vikrandita. One a warrior, a very powerful one, Mahasvanaha, in crying and roaring, like a powerful animal, crying and roar. I mean, it will be making highest roar when it is in pain. Vikrandita Mahasvanaha, Prakirna Kesha Shaivalaha. Kirana is spread or spread over. Prakirna, I mean, the hair, if it is well kempt, it will seem beautiful, fashionable. But when we are crying, when we are undisturbed, then the hairs and all go loose. They are not properly brushed. They are not properly kempt up. So, Prakirna Kesha Shaivalaha, Kaikeyi Badaba Mukhaha. Badaba is fire. From that fire face of Kaikeyi, Mama Ashruvega Prabhavaha. My face has become full of tears, that too fast shedding tears. And not only from that, why did I have these tears? It is because of that fire face of Kaikeyi and Kubja Vakya Mahagraha. That Kaikeyi, and who was, was captivated by Kubja Vakya, by that hunchback, that Kubja mantra, by that Kubja Vakya Mahagraha, like a crocodile, kind of a topmost crocodile, Kubja Vakyam. Nrishamsayaha, of that cruel tyranny lady. Varavelaha, Varavela is Kharavelaha, we know. Likewise, Varavelaha. There, Vara is boons. By the boons shed by this cruel Kaikeyi and Kubja, Rama Pravrajanayataha. What was the boon they gave? That, I mean, it is a sarcastic way to say. The boon they gave there is exile of Rama. Ayam Shokasagaraha Raghavam Vina Maya Jivita Dustaraha. With all this that has happened, Kausali, I am the guilt. I am the guilty guy. I am in pain. I cannot handle this. Ashobhanam yoham ihadya.
Ashobhanam yoham ihadya.
Raghavam.
Raghavam.
Didrukshamano nalabhe.
Didrukshamano nalabhe.
Salakshmanam.
Salakshmanam.
Itiva Raja Vilapan Mahayashaha.
Itiva Raja Vilapan Mahayashaha.
Papata Turnam Shayane Samurchitaha.
Papata Turnam Shayane Samurchitaha.
Ashobhanam Yaha Aham Iha Adhya Raghavam Didrukshamanaha. Salakshmanam Raghavam Didrukshamanaha. Aham na labhe ashobhanam. If I don't get to see that Rama with Lakshmana, Adya, then it is ashobhanam. Then it is no more happy moments for me. Iti Raja Vilapan, thus Raja was crying, and Papata Turnam. He immediately collapsed completely. Shayane Samurchitaha. He collapsed on that lying couch or whatever. Samurchitaha, without consciousness, he fell off. Iti Vilapati Parthive Pranashte.
Iti Vilapati Parthive Pranaste.
Karunataram Dvigunam cha Ramahetoho.
Karunataram Dvigunam cha Ramahetoho.
Vachanam अनुनिशम्य तस्य देवी
वचनम् अनुनिशम्य तस्य देवी
भयम् अगमत् पुनरेव राममाता.
भयम् अगमत् पुनरेव राममाता.
Very good. Iti vilapati parthive, thus the cry in Raja, thus crying, pranashte, losing himself, karunataram dvigunam cha rama heto, because of Rama's reason, because of Rama, in king's crying, karunataram dvigunam, that sympathy doubled, with sympathy doubled, Ramamata Devi, the Rama's mother Kausalya Devi, Bhayam Punaha Eva Agamat. She again got scary. I mean, she was probably crying, but looking at the king again collapsed. So one is about Rama and again about the king. She got scary. She got fearful. Vachanam anunishamya, by listening to Dasharatha's guilt expression and also his collapse, and anyway Rama's absence, with all these reasons, Ramamata bhayam agamat, she went into fear. That means she got fearful. Ityarshe Srimad
इत्याश्रये श्रीमद्
श्रीमद्
रामायणे
रामायणे
वाल्मीकि
वाल्मीकि
आदिकाव्ये
कांडे
अयोध्याकाण्डे
एकोनषष्टितमः सर्गः.
एकोनषष्टितमः सर्गः.
So 59th sarga we completed, thus completed. Okay, I was thinking of making up a class tomorrow. How is our availability? Or should we wait for next week?
What time?
Next week, I think.
Next week is better. Okay. We'll continue next week then. Yeah, otherwise I was thinking 7:15, same time. But we can do next week also. Fine. Lavanya ji, can you say the Shanta mantra?
Yes, Babaji. Om sarve bhavantu sukhinah, sarve santu niramayah, sarve bhadrani pashyantu, ma kaschid dukkha bhag bhavet. Om shanti shanti shanti. धन्यवादाः Babaji.
धन्यवादाः. सुदिनं च वः.